Hello, hello. I think we are live. Let me know in the chat, in the comments, if you can hear me. Welcome in to our Course Creators Club. I'm going to be talking today about Black Friday strategy. Excuse me. Looking forward to seeing you guys. Oh, look, we've got some new tools on here. Look at that. All right, cool. So let me know in the chat if you are here with me live, if you can hear me. Want to be sure that we've got all of our tech working before we jump in too much. And I'm going to jump over here and see if I can see it in my Facebook since I don't have anyone on. If you're watching the replay, I apologize. It's taken us just a second to get going here. Let's make sure that we're live. All right. I'm seeing myself in the Facebook group. So now we will talk and get going. So if you're here, oh, yay, there's a Facebook user saying hi. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Going to talk through Black Friday strategy today. So I don't know about you, but when I start thinking about the holidays, I get all excited. When I think about Black Friday, not so excited. If you've ever had the privilege and the blessing of being up a stupid early in the morning on the Friday after Thanksgiving in the United States to go shopping, to go stand in line in the cold, to get in on some of those deals, you know just how crazy it can be. And for several years, I have just opted to not do it. Oh, thank you. Coffee. I've just opted to not do it, not participate. And online, I did it for a few years and it was a lot of work and it felt like I didn't get enough traction. Partly I didn't know what I was doing. That was a big part of it back then. Right. And then the last few years I've just been like, it's not really worth it. I'll do my sales other times. Or then I stopped doing sales and I started adding values to my offer instead of running sales. Anyway, so just this whole thing of what am I going to do? And so my coach asked me the other day, what are you going to do? And I was like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing Black Friday this year. And he's like, you're sure about that? And I was like, yeah, pretty sure. You going to change my mind? He's like, yes. And this is what he told me. So Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, the biggest shopping holiday in the United States every year, everybody and their brother is already in the mindset that they are going to spend money that day, Katie. So why would you not put yourself out there to be one of the people that they can buy from? Right? They're already in the mind, like you don't have to convince them to spend money. People are already looking for ways that they can spend money that day. Why would you choose to not be one of those people that they buy from? And I was like, okay, I'm rethinking this. And so the things that I talked through with him, the things that we've been talking through with our team about leading up to Black Friday, I thought, well, this may be really beneficial for others of you in our course creation program to get in here and see. And so my second thought then, and this is something that we discussed it too, is, well, people are buying gifts. They're not necessarily looking for courses. However, statistics have shown us over the last couple of years that we've seen a shift even in the purchases that are being made to going from just gifts for other people to now including gifts for myself. And so a lot of people are looking for deals and it doesn't matter the deal, right? If it's for them, great. If it's for somebody else, great. And so that's where we can come in with our courses and be able to offer a special offer over that weekend when everyone is already in buying mode and take advantage of that idea of give yourself a gift of learning, give your friend a gift of learning, give a family member a gift of learning. Give it to yourself if it's something that they could consume that will make 2022 a better year for them. Give yourself the gift of getting that education and now getting a head start on the new you, the new year, the new whatever that's coming with New Year's. So that's some of the thinking that you want to include in your languaging here. Okay. And again, if you're watching, I'd love to know where you're watching from. If you're watching the replay, hit that hashtag replay. Let me know that you're doing that down there. If you don't have our course creation blueprint already, be sure that you grab that over at handprintlegacy.com/CCB for course creation blueprint. A special gift for you if you're in this group and don't have that yet. But so in terms of the marketing for Black Friday and for your courses, what is some best tips for this? All right. People are already in a mindset of spending, so I may as well be out there giving them an offer. I personally am discount averse. Okay. And by that, I mean, I don't like to give discounts. I don't like to provide coupons. I think it offers an idea of devaluation of your product or of your service or your course. I think instead you should be making offers, special offers, not a discount. If it's a lower price, that's fine, but the offer is different than it was at the other price, right? So in our business, we don't speak in terms of pricing as much as we speak in terms of investments and offers. And so be thinking about what you could offer them that could be a special value offer, not a discount. All right. And if you can, it's just a different way of languaging it. It can essentially be a discount. It can be a lower price than normal, but it's all in the way that you package it. And if you're calling it an offer that is a special value offer, it feels bigger. It feels like it's more to the person who's buying it than if you're talking about it in terms of discounts or sales. So think about the value that you can offer. What kind of special offer can you provide for Black Friday? Then the second thing is that we have seen that the things in terms of online sales, in terms of specifically knowledge-based courses, the things that sell best over this weekend are things that, number one, are DIY. They can access it and do it anytime, right? Because they're in a frenzy. They're trying to hurry and get all the sales and all the deals in the right time so they don't miss anything, get the most bang for their buck. They're not going to log in and consume this content immediately. So make sure that whatever you're selling this weekend is a DIY something. It's something that they can purchase and consume on their own time. The second thing is that we see the best results with low ticket offers over Black Friday. A lot of your bigger name people in the knowledge broker industry are even kind of referring to this as like a throwaway course, right? Your mini courses, your introductory courses, your things that they can do on their own that's an intro into your world, but not your main thing, because you don't want to devalue your main thing with a Black Friday sale or special offer. But what can we do to give them a quick win, to get them in the door, to let them get to know us through this smaller course or lower ticket offer over that time period? That is something that can be DIY, that can be done, doesn't have to be done immediately. There's no person of me involved. And to make it for probably in the $500 or lower price range. All right. So if you've got courses in that price range, then any of those would be great to offer during this time. Higher than 500, it's going to take a little bit more than just a special offer page on a Black Friday ad or something like that to be able to get people to invest in the moment. What we're wanting is an offer that is too good to be true. Right? You're wanting to make an offer that is like unbelievably so good. It's a no-brainer decision for them. They would be stupid not to say yes to your offer. That's the kind of offer that we're talking about. And for courses, the ones that usually do the best over this particular weekend of the year tend to be those that are priced at $500 or less. Now, that could also be a bundle. Okay, so think about what products have you already got created that have been sitting in your library or in your archive for a while that you could bundle together to be an amazing value offer for a lower price, right? I know with us, 2 years ago, when we decided to focus in on course creation, we put a whole bunch of stuff in our archives that we just said, we're not going to spend the time promoting those right now. We're going to focus on course creators. And so what have I got? I've got like the business branding masterclass. I've got how to create your marketing collateral that you send out to people, sponsors and things like that. I've got a course on how to plan your content. I've got a course on how to create the perfect sales page, right? So we've got a ton of those courses that we put back into the archives that is still good material. It's still valid material, still quality, is still relevant to the market today, but it's not the focus of what we do in our regular day-to-day marketing. And so we're going through those and saying, all right, which ones of those are still the most relevant and would make an amazing package that we can pull out of archives and offer as a special bundle offer over this weekend for those people. So give me a thumbs up, give me a yes, give me a something in the chat to let me know that this is making sense for you. If you've got a question as I'm talking through this, I realize I'm the only one talking on this video right now, so I am sort of talking fast, but stop me if you've got a question or if you need clarification somewhere. And I'll be happy to do that. Just post in the comments for us there. So that was point number one, is that people are already selling. You need to be out there. Point number two was make it a $500 or less DIY something, right? They're going to buy it and set it aside and go on to the next purchases they need to make. They're not going to put the time into it right now. So be sure that it's DIY, something they can do on their own time. The third point is then to bundle things. The third idea there is make it a bundle. If you've got, several things that you haven't promoted in a while, several things that are sitting in the back burner, like pull those out and bundle them. I wouldn't create something new just for this. Like, please don't do that to yourself between now and the 26th. It's just too much work for that weekend, but definitely pull out some of those things that you've had sitting there that could be repurposed and reused again. And let's make an amazing bundle. And I'll talk more about what makes an amazing bundle offer in a minute. The other thing is to think about upsells. If you can get people in with a smaller sale and then offer them an upsell on the back of them. I'm not like one of those people who says offer them 5. You know how sometimes you log into something and it's like, buy this for $27 and then there's an upsell. Do you want to get the whole thing for 27 more or whatever? I think it's good to have 2, like have the main one and have an upsell. But if you start adding like, okay, you didn't want number 2, do you want number 3? You didn't want number 3, do you want number 4? Oh, don't go yet. I've still got 5, 6, and 7 to offer you. Like that is just overkill. And it doesn't leave anybody with a good feeling. All right. And part of how we serve our people is in how we make them feel. And so a sale with an upsell, singular upsell, is always a good idea. But it's almost never a good idea to have 5 or 6 upsells. So think about that when you're putting this together. What can I offer? And then what could be the second offer that is related to that? Again, not like diapers and strawberries. Okay. It needs to be related. It needs to be like the strawberries and the shortcake. Okay. So the 2 things that you're offering need to be related. They need to have something to do with one another in order to make sense for the consumer. But definitely think about, can you do an upsell? And does your payment processing system allow for that? Then figure out how to do that if you can. Other thing is auto delivery, and this kind of goes in with that DIY. I do not want to have to be on the computer that weekend. I'm going to be with my family. We're going to be making turkey. We're going to be making cookies. We're going to be getting out the Christmas decorations and finishing up what we haven't already started. We're getting ready for company coming in December, right? And so I don't want to be online that weekend. I don't want to be out at the stores shopping that weekend. I want to be in my home with my family, with the Christmas music going, having fun, making memories. And so whatever I'm doing for a sale that week is either going to happen prior to Thanksgiving and Black Friday. Just me personally, you can do whatever you want. But for me personally, my offer is either going to be made and done with before we get to Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or it's going to be something that is automated, something that I don't have to manually go in and do anything to. So it's something where they can see the buy button, they click and they buy, they get an automatic email that tells them how to access their stuff, something like that, because I don't want to have to be pulled away from the most important thing in my life that weekend to be able to handle a sale for a smaller, low price product. Does that make sense? All right. I'm not saying the sale's not important. It is, but it's not as important as my time. And so if I can't do both, I'm going to do the family that weekend. That's just me. Right. But if I can do both, I'm going to figure out how to make the one that's not as important automated so I don't have to touch it and it doesn't affect the time with my most important priorities. Then the next one is to offer early and offer often. And this one is one that I think people tend to miss as well. When you think about, I don't know, when I was a kid, it was the JCPenney catalog, right? We were getting the fall catalog in July. We were getting the Christmas, New Year's catalog in August, right? Like, think about how soon the big corporate people, how soon the big stores, even we had stores here that had Christmas trees out before the end of October this year. All right. They're advertising those seasonal things. They're advertising those sales too in advance in your paper. They don't advertise tomorrow's sales. They advertise next week's sales. And so how can you, as an online seller of the program that you have, be advertising in advance? This takes some planning. It takes you stepping into that business owner role, not just a hobby. What am I going to do today? But what's our plan? What plan do you have for this thing? And so let's let your people know about it in advance. Okay, we're getting ready to send out an email on Friday that's going to be the announcement for our Black Friday offer, what we're doing for Black Friday, right? And the dates that it'll be available and how much it's going to be, like all of that. We're going to send it out in advance because we know that people are already thinking about, ooh, there's going to be lots of sales and offers on Black Friday. I wonder what I can purchase. And so letting them know in advance helps you to not have to fight so much of the noise in the moment, and it gets your name out to them before people. This is also one of the reasons why I said if I can't make it completely automated over that weekend, I'm going to have it out and done with by Wednesday night. Right. And so that may be another option for you, is to be able to make your offer before Black Friday. Maybe it's going to be a pre-Thanksgiving offer so that you can get that sale out there or that special offer out there to your people in advance and make the money, make the connections, get them their things, and then not have to worry about competing for the visual space, competing for the advertising space during that weekend. All right. If you're using paid ads, just know that from here to Christmas, things get more expensive every year. Just like you pay more for wedding dresses than you do for normal formals, right? You pay more for Christmas and Thanksgiving advertising than you do for middle of the summer advertising. So if you're using paid ads, be thinking about that in terms of ROI as well, because those ad prices are going to be likely more expensive. Now, if you've got questions, again, I know we've got some people on here live with me. Just post them in the chat. I'm more than happy to answer any follow-up questions, anything you need some clarity on, ideas that you want to share about what you're thinking of doing to get feedback. Happy to do that. One of the things I wanted to swing back around and talk about with the bundle is offering huge value. And some people are like, I don't know how much value. Well, I think I recommended, if there was a formula, you would want to think about, like, what can I offer? Like, what's the regular price? And then how can I offer it at a lower, like, how can I offer it at 70 to 80% off, even 90% off? Okay. And we've got somebody here saying, I love the idea of having it ready to go so I can just spend time with my family. Yeah. It's one of the reasons I'm doing this now instead of next week to help you guys think about this in advance. What can you be offering? Right. But with the bundle and getting things in the right value. So like, oh, I'm going to bundle a $150 product with a $150 product, and I'm going to offer it for $275. Well, $15 is not going to make it feel like it's a huge, amazing deal. Okay. But if you had a $150 product and a $150 product and you're offering it for $30, like, that feels like an amazing deal. And like I said, if you're pulling stuff out of your archives that you're not usually promoting anyway, like, it's no big deal to offer it for lower potentially, because it's not making any money for you in your archives anyway, right? So you may as well pull it out and make a special offer with it and do something like that. So when you're thinking about, like, what makes an amazing no-brainer, like, duh, I'm going to buy that offer, think about what you can offer where the value is presented at its regular retail value, whatever that is, and then try to make today's offer, your Black Friday offer, somewhere in the range of like 70 to 90% off if you can. All right. The other thing to do is to take that $150 course and add things to it. So maybe you don't want to offer, the lower price. Maybe you're like, I really need to get the $150 for this program. Okay. Charge the $150, but let's add on value by adding bonuses into that special offer. So now it's nothing is discounted. You're still getting the $150 course at the $150 course price, but I'm going to add in a special this weekend only bonus of this other course over here, and this special training that I'm doing, or this exclusive interview with something, right? And adding it in to increase that value for them, so that even the 150 normal price for that course now feels like an amazing deal because of all the extra value they get if they buy this weekend that they wouldn't get if they buy it normally. So That's the way we like to think in our business, is more of that value added bonus rather than a discount, right? But any of these will tend to work on Black Friday. And if it can work for products, it can work for courses if you can present it and leverage it in the right way. So think about that. And we're going to start a thread below this video in the Facebook group where you're welcome to come and post your Black Friday specials, not in your own thread, not in your own comment, but below this video, we're going to allow you guys to come in and post one link to your Black Friday specials, wherever that is, whatever it is that you're offering. And so when you get it together, I want you to come back and find this video and post that in here so that we can see and we can buy from each other, we encourage one another, share somebody else's stuff if you think it'll fit your audience, that kind of thing, and be able to support one another in that way. So Cherie says, my Pink Friday is running Monday to Monday. Yeah, a whole week, right? So early sales starting the 15th and then going all the way through. The bonus added idea. Yeah, because we don't want to devalue the product, right? If we usually sell something for $20, we don't want to say, oh, well, today it's not worth 20. No, it's always worth 20 and more than that, right? And so by flipping it on its head, instead of selling and devaluating, we're adding things to it and adding value in a bonus or something like that. Then we're able to maintain the value of the products and the services that we're giving. The other thing is Black Friday is not the only day, right? Because after Black Friday, then there's Cyber Monday, and that's where a lot of online internet sales happen. And then there's, oh my goodness, I think there's a name for every day of the week, and I don't know all of them for that week after Thanksgiving, but I know there's Cyber Monday, there's like Giving Tuesday, there's something, so there's all kinds of days, there's all kinds of reasons. You could have a different offer for each one of those days if you think about it and plan in advance. You could have a special offer for pre-Thanksgiving, a special offer for Black Friday, a special offer for Black Saturday, a special offer for, oh, there we go. Cherie says Small Business Saturday. Right. Special offer for Small Business Saturday. You could have a special offer for Cyber Monday and a special offer for Giving Tuesday. Right. And so each of those things is another opportunity for you to get out and in front of your people. Right. And by special offer, I mean, change it up, make it different bonuses. Could be different things. Like, again, be careful not to devalue your price. But you could have a certain bonus that's on Friday and a different bonus that's Saturday and a different bonus that's Monday, right? It's the same price all the time, but the offer is completely different based on the things that you're packaging together with it. Different bundles for different days, right? And so think through all of those things in advance. And that's why I wanted to get this in here early this month so that you can be thinking through in advance, what can I do? Because it's the what can I do questions that is going to make the difference and help you gain some traction out there rather than the, oh, I don't have a chance to get in front of people. Right. And that's what I was stuck thinking. And that's where having a coach has been super helpful for me because he called me out on that. Right. Like, what are you thinking? Of course, you're going to be out there and offering something on Black Friday when everyone in the United States is planning to spend money. Right? You need to get a piece of that if they're already planning to spend it. And so that's my encouragement to you. Think about how can you get out there? How can you give value to your people? How can you announce it in advance? How can you plan ahead for this and be able to make it automated so it's not taking away from your most important priorities over the holidays and still helps you in your business? So I hope that was helpful. I would love to know in the chat. Leave us your questions and comments. Watching the replay again, leave us a note there. And we'll be jumping back in to engage here. And once you have that offer, again, please come back to this video and leave us a link to your Black Friday offer so that we can see and celebrate and support you. Have a wonderful rest of your day, guys. We'll talk soon.